Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the Interface Video Productions Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. It's week number 8. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker and Josh Messerly. Tonight we're at Fulton Field for a big non-conference battle between the Fisher Catholic Irish and the Lucas Cubs. Let's bring in Tim to talk about Lucas. Now, Tim, this is a team, along with Fisher, who last year were beaten in the playoffs by Trimble, but this year seems to be a little different. This Lucas team seems to be playing with a little chip on their shoulder.
Well, they lost in a regional final to Trimble last year, and Coach Spittler's bunch is off to a very good start again at 6-1, losing to a good Northmore team. So they're going to provide Fisher all the competition they can handle.
Let's bring in Now, Josh, the Irish were rolling until they met up with Worthington Christian. In that game, a lot of stuff happened, a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers. It's a very good football game for the Irish, and that was really their lone test. What's it going to take for them tonight to get it back on track? You know, last week they got a win against Fairfield Christian, but this is going to be a tough battle.
It's absolutely going to be a tough battle. They've really got to match the physicality of this Lucas team. This is a team that will really run it down your throat, and if the Irish aren't ready, they're going to get run over tonight.
It's the Personal Touch Party Rentals pregame show. It's going to be a good one here at Fulton Field. Stay with us. It's the Irish and the Cubs coming up next on the High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Carol Whittington, and I would like to invite you to stop by Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, located at 1540 Hubbard Drive in Lancaster. We are a small family-owned business and have been servicing the Central Ohio and Hocking Hills area since 2003. Graduations with a personal touch, weddings with a personal touch, corporate events with a personal touch. Please call us today for all your party rental needs, 740-689-6991.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a recovering addict. For 10 of the last 11 years, I've been struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration, and just loneliness. However, since getting clean this past year, I've accomplished more than I have in those 10 years combined. After attending outpatient counseling services, inpatient counseling services, living in a sober living house, and attending 12-step meetings, I've been able to regain control of my life and begin to achieve goals I've always dreamed of. Addiction can destroy lives in many ways. Whether you need help with childcare or financial assistance, everyone deserves a new beginning. Recovery supports are just that, supports for recovery. My life mattered. Your life matters too.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Fairfield Medical Center took care of me like I was family.
I was made to feel like I was the only person that they were going to see that day, even though I knew that wasn't the case.
Everyone at Fairfield Medical Center was very attentive. They just put my mind at ease.
I was there for 12 days, and I felt comfortable there.
We were people to them, not a number. They took the time to get to know us, our personalities.
Well, they saved my life. You know, how do you beat that?
I don't know how I could have gotten through it without them.
Experience Fairfield Medical Center.
Imagine your possibilities at Ohio University Lancaster-Pickerington. With over 250 majors to choose from, I get a great college education at half the price of other schools.
A lot of large campuses have huge class sizes where the professors don't even know you. At Ohio University, the classes are very small and the support you have is fantastic.
Campus life is awesome. There's always something to do between all the athletic events, student groups, and activities that you can always find your place in.
Welcome home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home to Ohio University Lancaster-Pickerington.
Welcome to the Dream Machine. Like to be part of Dream Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, crabbies, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simple, easy for me. When entering some things in the field like pumpkins, the gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Connor Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
And we welcome you back to Fulton Field as the Irish and the Cubs set to do battle here on a beautiful Friday night in Ohio for high school football. The keys to the game tonight brought to you by North Body Shop, providing quality customer service, parts, and reliability. Since 1979, owner Mark North will provide you with a free written warranty on each estimate. That's Mark North of North Body Shop. He'll treat you right. Now, Tim, when we talk about the keys to the game, look at both these teams. Big playoff points are up for grabs tonight.
Well, Fisher sitting 5 in Region 27 and Lucas number 1 in Region 25. It is big, and some points to be had there by both teams. And important as you're into Week 8, Jared, it's starting to take shape a little bit, but there's still some things that can happen, and tonight will set the tone for some of those changes.
Let's go down to Josh on the sideline. Now, Josh, a little bit brisk tonight, but not much more you could ask for as a player on a night like tonight.
Yeah, it's the first time this year we have seen a little cooler weather. You're going to be watching to see if the players can get the fingers warmed up as well. Sometimes that can be a problem, catching the football, holding onto the football. Really a departure from what we've seen the last few weeks when you were talking about cramping and heat.
Yeah. We talked briefly in the open down on the field about this Fisher team and their road to get to where they are now at 6-1. Both these teams coming in 6-1 now. Their lone test so far of the year, really, you could say, was the Worthy Christian game, and if you were giving a grade on it, they failed it. And it was a lot of turnovers, penalties. So that's something I'm sure that was talked about this week in practice.
Yeah, that was not one of the ones that you want to really think a lot about. But, when you look at the Fisher schedule, they've got, tonight obviously is huge opportunity for them. And then down the stretch, Jared, there are more opportunities because you play a Ridgedale team and a Troy Christian team, which have also won some games. So there will be more points to be had.
We are set to kick it away. The Cubs will kick it to the Irish. Our Sheridan Funeral Home kickoff. I'll tell you about Sheridan Funeral Home in a moment as the kickoff is brought back to about the 34. Pretty good return for the Irish. Kickoff tonight brought to you by Sheridan Funeral Home. Sheridan Funeral Home is proud to be supporting high school football. They've been serving the communities of Lancaster and Fairfield County for over 100 years. It'll be Caden Starcher at quarterback for the Irish. Nick Kruner and Trey Fabricini. The main the main carries, the main bulk of the carries, I should say, for the Irish throughout the season. Fabricini comes in with 832 yards on the ground with Kruner at 595 on the game that we saw them earlier this year that we did here on TV. Those two complemented each other very well.
And some of those yards are on minimal carries, Jared.
Sure.
They've had big games, so this is good for Fisher at this point in the year. But you got to play up to it.
Here's a pitch out. It was actually Kruner taking the snap, and he pitched it to Starcher, and the pass is incomplete, intended for number 1, Caden McCauley.
Yeah, well covered by the Cubs back there. Both safeties read it. Good coverage.
They had to have known something was up there because Fisher typically runs out of the shotgun or that pistol, but they had Starcher, or check that, they had Crooner under center. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Starcher under center. It's Fabricini right behind him. He'll take the pitch. And a good job defensively by the Cubs. Number 19, Tristan Arnold. Nobody touched him.
Nah, he put a good lick on him, too.
Arnold comes in with 39 total tackles, 12 by himself.
Well, you're looking at a senior, but 6'2", 203 is what he's listed. And he really made a nice, hard football tackle here on this crisp Friday night.
3rd down and 11 for the Irish, wearing their all black uniforms tonight. Different setup than what we've seen from the Irish so far, and there's going to be a penalty as the fullback jumped a little early.
Illegal procedure against the Irish. Results in a penalty.
We've got a little technical difficulties with the official mic.
3rd and 17 for the Irish.
Yeah, we'll get Josh on that.
Spotted at the 27-yard line.
Can he bring some cotton balls for our ears?
I was going to say I need some as well.
3rd down and 16 now for the Irish. Colton Yeager splits out wide to the left side. Here's Crooner taking the handoff from Starcher, trying to get to the outside. Just nothing there. Great job on the pursuit by the Cubs.
Outstanding. Really strung it out and used the sideline as a defender, Jared. And now they're in a situation where you're going to get the football.
Josh, not the kind of start you want if you're the Irish. They actually lost yards in possession number 1.
Yeah, it seemed like the Cubs really brought it to the Irish on that possession, and we talked about in the open that the Irish are going to have to match the physicality of this Lucas team.
Lucas has not given up more than 14 points in the game this year, Jared. They've only actually given up 55 all year. Yeah. So you're only giving up an average of a touchdown a game.
Bad snap taken off the ground by the punter, and he just tucks it in and tries to run. And that's disaster. The Cubs are going to have the football inside the 15 to start their first possession.
The Cubs.
You know, we'll look at schedules later on too, and you remember Lucas beat St. Charles last weekend, so that that showed up big to me when I saw the scores.
See a replay of that snap as he picked it off the ground and then just tried to tuck it in.
Not much else he could do from that standpoint.
Tonight's replay is brought to you by Matt Taylor Kia of Lancaster. Check out matttaylorkia.com.
Here you go.
Everything bunched in real tight for the Cubs. Logan Nicewander is the quarterback, handing off to 33. That is Zerzow, or check that, 32.
Zerzow, the ball carrier.
Tommy Zerzow gets the bulk of the carries for this Lucas Cubs football team.
Smith on the tackle for the Irish.
Picks up 4 on 1st down.
You know, Josh talked about before the game, physicality. You know, they're just going to line up and come at you. Look how close the fullback is to the quarterback, Jared.
Fullback is Ethan Wallace. This time the handoff again goes to Zerzow, and he dives for the goal line, and he gets in. Touchdown, Cubs.
It's like the old USC teams, for those of you old enough to remember, it's called student body right.
Yeah.
They kind of just pitched it, and everybody to the right and move them out of the way. That was pretty easy.
So the Cubs strike first. On to kick the extra point will be Jaden Walter. And it is up and good. So at 9:44 to play in the first quarter, Lucas on top easily 7-0.
And Tim, you referenced that game for Lucas against St. Charles last week. They ran for 321 yards against a team that's a Division II school. That's pretty impressive, especially for a D7 school.
Yeah,
sure
absolutely.
Is. Well, you saw how easy that was here on the replay. I mean, it was student body right. The old John Robinson USC football teams. And Flip it back there to Marcus Allen and everybody to the right. And here we go.
Back to receive the kick will be Nick Crooner. He'll be in the middle. On the far side for the Irish is Alex Smith. And on the near side, that's Alex Bronder.
Crooner, Smith, and Bronder deep for the Irish.
Jaden Walter to do the kicking for Lucas.
Walter will be kicking off for the Cubs.
Short kick. Will be taken on the far side on a bounce by Smith, and Smith up across the 30. So once again, the Irish with decent field position, but last time they went backwards on their first drive.
Yeah, came out and tried to trick them a little bit with a halfback option and different formations, but sometimes you just got to try to line up and do the best with what you've been doing. So we'll see what this one looks like compared to the first drive. Here.
Josh, the last loss that Fisher had here against Worthington Christian on an early Saturday morning just a couple of weeks ago, as soon as Worthington Christian took a lead, you just kind of saw bad body language on the Irish sideline. What's it like down there now?
Right now, there's not a lot of bounce around, guys trying to get each other motivated. It just kind of seems kind of stale or dead down here at the moment.
Yeah. And here's another penalty. This is something that's been plaguing the Irish all season long, is penalties. I believe our official has his microphone switched backwards. He turns it off when he's given the call and turns it back on, which it's easy to make that mistake, but.
Don't set me up for my old friend John Woodson down there, please. Don't. That's too easy, Jared.
He specifically requested before the game, Tim, that you go easy on him. I don't know what's up with that.
Wow.
There's John.
Tremendous official. All three sports, Jared, for over 30 years. He just retired from Division I women's college basketball.
The Irish are going to take a timeout. The
Here
play
goes
clock
Josh.
was running down.
Can we get him on camera? The speed. Check out the speed.
He's at the 50, the 45.
Still at the 45. He finally made the 40.
Security is after him. There we go. He's going to get it all squared away. So with 9:36 to play in the first quarter, the Irish take a timeout after a penalty. Man, just look all kinds of out of sorts right so far.
Yep. First drive. Was that Lee Majors running across the field there?
He didn't hear you. He didn't have his headset on yet.
Yeah, the bionic man sprinting across the field.
That was my 40 time. Not good?
I have a sundial. I timed it.
Well, it's dark now. That's not going to help.
Can we get a replay?
We don't have one night, do we?
That would not be good to see a replay of that. I can't even see it anyway down here.
1st and 15 for the Irish.
Excuse me.
Starcher rolling to pass, looking downfield. Fires over the middle, and he had a man, but just overthrew him.
Yep, just a little high. Had a hole in the zone. Moved the pocket. Good play. Just got executed.
Colton Yeager was the intended receiver. Second and 15 for the Irish. You know, this is the fear when you have it. Obviously, you know, Fisher Catholic, they can't control their league schedule and how the league, you know, is competitively. But this is the fear when you play a schedule that's been so easy. The two games that they've played that have been tough, they've just looked all out of sorts. I know it's so early, but they've got to get things turned around quickly tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, those things are good, though, to play some people, Jared. But, again, like you said, you can't control your league opponent. They are what they are, and you play them. And I used to say I'm not apologizing for who we're playing in the league because it is what it is. Some years it's strong, some years it's not as strong. But you do have to step up and play some people of your caliber or better to find out really what you have.
3rd and 13. Starcher this time will work out of the shotgun. Looking to pass. Great coverage downfield by Lucas. Starcher on the move. Now just lofts one downfield. It's picked off, and then a good job on the hit. Just becoming a defender. I think that was Nick Kruner. The pass was underthrown. It was intended for Kruner, and it was intercepted, and Kruner put a good hit to knock the ball loose.
Yeah, nice job by Starcher to avoid, the rush. He had a lot of time. The line did a nice job protection, but just underthrew the football. Again, execution of being able to complete it. See the Fisher schedule. Week 1 was a nice win. Tuskegee Central's at least 3-4 at this point in time. Burns played well here recently. They have. Woodland Christian, that was a loss. You've spoken about that. And like I said, with Ridgedale and Troy Christian coming up, those teams have won at least 3 games. So,
short punt takes a Fisher Catholic bounce, and it'll be down to the 45-yard line by Nick Kruner.
Well, now the puzzle is going to be to see if you can line up and defend, this power rushing game of the Cubs.
So looking at where Fisher sits right now in the region, they're 5th in their region. They've got to get at least, what do you think, at least 1 win out of these last 3?
You got to win a couple of them, I believe, if you really want to guarantee. I think 1, you're really gambling there, Jared.
Cubs again with that tight set and movement early.
Penalty flags before the snap.
And it will go against the Irish.
Penalties against the Irish. Encroachment takes the ball to the 50-yard line. First
Looks like Tommy Zerzow started in motion and then stopped, and that's what drew Fisher Catholic offside.
Well, as you can see, they got the 2 ends there, Jared, in the power formation. He's allowed to start as long as not before the ball.
Here's Zerzow on the move to the 35. Still on his feet, dragging people with him, and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Tough runner is Tommy Zerzow.
Low to the ground, good vision, runs hard.
He plays with great leverage because he's so low when he takes that pitch, and he keeps his pads low when he's running through defenders easily to break tackles.
You can really see that on the sideline, Josh, I'm sure.
Look at that. He was hit at the 32 and still made it 7 more yards. Actually, the ball was knocked out at the end, but it went out of bounds. So lucky for Lucas, he was close to the sideline. Here's a reverse, and it's loose again. But the Cubs recover a short gain on the play.
Yeah, a little inside, tried a little inside handoff and just was not handled well.
Alex Smith and
second down and 9 for the Cubs.
Hey, if you're going to advance in playoffs in football, regardless of what division you're playing in, there has to be an element of physicality to your team, on defense especially. Applying hits, being aggressive.
2, 5, 8.
Right now, Cubs are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Nice wonder will be out of the shotgun this time and still hands it to Zerzow up the middle, and pretty good job this time by the Irish defense.
Right there. That's how you got to have to play. You got to play kind of unhappy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to say angry, but be a little unhappy about what's going on. And I used to say, if your opponent matches you, now we've got us a game.
Yep. Joseph Jones on the initial hit for the Irish. 3rd down and 8 for Lucas.
Tight formation.
And once again, they draw Fisher Catholic offsides with that little bit of movement.
Yeah, that's just, you got to watch the ball.
Encroachment. Defense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Tonight's officials are sponsored by Don's Furniture and Mattress, located at 1118 East Main Street in Lancaster. There's our officials.
John Whitson, umpire Gene Nye, linesman Jeff Nye. The line judge is Aaron Wall, who happened to play at Philo High School back in my coaching days at another high school. And the back judge is T.J. Lyons.
3rd and 2 after the penalty. Nice wonder again to Zerzow. He's got a lot of room out on the outside and a blocker in front of him. And he finally, I think he might have slipped down near the 5-yard line, call it the 6.
Yeah, they just totally wiped out the defensive end and the outside linebacker over there, Jared. I mean, it was free running for 10 yards.
Brings up a 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
So 1st and goal at the, looks like around the 7-yard line for Lucas. Senior-laden team, and fumble on the play. It's still loose. And Lucas came away with it.
Yeah, fortunate there.
Recovered
A
by
little
the
mishandle.
Second and goal from the 9. Here's a replay. Looks like a bad exchange, maybe.
2nd and goal.
Yeah, it was.
This was the previous play, the first down run.
Oh, where they totally had the end.
Yeah, look at
no
the blocking
contain
there.
whatsoever.
21 out in front.
Yeah.
Ethan Wallace leading the way.
Well, at some point, Fisher, you're going to have to figure it out. Here it comes to the right.
Nice
throw
throw pass, and it's caught, but the receiver was falling down. He did a nice job just bringing it in. That's Riley Mounts, but he lost yardage.
Well, yeah, I mean, to make the catch was an effort in itself.
Yeah.
And the Cubs are a team that will spread it out a little bit and throw it. They will do it a ton, but Nice Wonder was all Ohio last year as well, so they can throw it if they have to.
You can see here.
That was the fumble, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, Irish had a chance. There were 3 guys laying close to it, just didn't notice that it was loose.
Yeah, opportunity was there.
3rd and goal from the 12 here for the Cubs. Nice Wonder out of the shotgun. Zerzow in motion. They're just going to lead block for Nice Wonder. Trying to get to the outside and dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Cubs.
So contained, Jared. They're totally getting pinched and pushed inside. At some point, you got to get outside the runner and force them back toward the traffic. And what direction has it been 90% of the time?
Yeah, you're right.
One direction. I mean, at some point, you got to start figuring things out as players.
Looks like they like to run behind number 75, Blake Kaufman, 5'11", 290. That's pretty good size.
Yes,
for
it is.
7.
And Blake actually moves very well. I've had an opportunity to watch him here. Josh, as they predominantly went right, he moves very well.
Extra point is up and good. And the Cubs with a 14-0 lead, 4:22 to play in the first quarter. And Tim, we've got some local businesses that are on board with us again this year for high school football.
And with that thought, South Central Power salutes all linemen. So we're proud to present our Lineman of the Week during the 2019 high school football season. Each week, we're spotlighting different linemen from South Central Power and a local high school team. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to see all of our great linemen. Profiles will also be available on southcentral.com. South Central Power, we're your hometown energy team.
Does not seem to be much life down there on that Fisher sideline. This is, you got to remember, this is a long football game.
And to that point, this is the point in the game where you start looking for your seniors, your leaders on the step up and try and get in guys' faces a little bit and see who's going to make a play.
Good
point.
point.
Yeah, if you go down, the Fisher roster, you've got 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 14 seniors who they don't have very many games left.
Yeah.
You might want to get a little bit excited here.
14 seniors on a roster of what, about 25?
Yeah.
If that.
I think it'll list a few more than that, but who's available,
right?
Through injury and or whatever.
Here's a replay of the kickoff. They'll actually run into each other here, I think. Yeah. His own man made the tackle. 1st and 10 Irish at their own 32-yard line. Starcher in that pistol formation will hand it to Fabricini up the middle. And finally some positive yardage for the Irish. Pick up a 3 on 1st down.
Something they had success with all year, Jared. Straight line, good blocking. Fabricini's had a great year running the ball. but it starts at the point of attack. Yep. Got to fire off the football and move people.
2nd and 6 for the Irish.
2nd down and 7 coming up for Fisher Catholic as the clock rolls down to 3:48 to play in the first quarter. Couple receivers split out wide to the right side, 2 to the left. Starcher out of the shotgun, low snap, keeps it himself. I think that might have been a designed quarterback keeper right up the middle.
Yeah, he shot out of there. I like that, the effort. But Lucas was not fooled.
No, they weren't.
Along with DJ Cox.
There's a drive summary on that last touchdown play or that last touchdown drive for Lucas. 9 plays, 55 yards, 4:05 off the clock. It was capped off with a 12-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Logan Nicewander. Irish looking for their first down of the night. See if they can get it right here on 3rd down and 4. Fabertini to the right of Starcher. Starcher to pass, and it's picked off, and that's going to go to the end zone. Overthrew his intended receiver, Bruner. It was Carson Hogger with the interception and the return for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a senior who was in the exact right place right there. Carson was where he needed to be, Jared.
That is his 4th interception of the season. Bruner was open, just overthrew him. But watch the effort. I want you to keep this rolling. Watch the effort of Bruner. He never gave up. He sprinted the entire time, even though there was a 10-yard distance between him and the runner. That's effort right there. Heart. So the Cubs up right now, 21-0. Still 2:43 to play in the first quarter.
Like I said, you find a lot about yourself. I mean, the game is certainly not over, but you have to somehow regroup here a little bit, and it starts with your coaching staff, your players, starts with everybody involved, Jared. And you do have to find out a little bit about yourself.
Lots of fans checking their phones. I don't think it's time for the kickoff of the Buckeye game.
Well, you know, that's been a big to-do. There was a great article in the Dispatch today. A lot of good reading on it, a lot of discussion about all that. Steve Blackledge did a great job, who writes off for high school football in Columbus. And you know what? Personally, when Bob said, how about covering one Friday? You know what? Not everybody's world is run by the Ohio State Buckeye football team.
There's my neighbors, Jerry and Beverly Messbarger.
There they are.
Great people right there. Big Irish supporters.
Yeah, I mean,
granddaughters play volleyball and cheer all in the same season.
Fridays for high school football.
Kruger on the return. Nice return for Nick up the middle, getting out to about the 38-yard line. That's one kid right there on this Irish team that will not give up the entire night no matter what the score is. You got to like that out of him.
Absolutely. Well, and one of the things you got to find out, too, like I said, players, sometimes when you have, and I was blessed sometimes to have groups that had a lot of success. Sometimes you get a little giddy and start to believe some things people tell you.
True.
And I will tell you this, sports will humble you so fast, Jared, at any level.
Starcher pitches it out to Kruger. Kruger has some room out there on the far sideline. Gets the first down, the first one of the night for the Irish.
Got the corner that time.
Unfortunately,
is there a flag out there somewhere?
Yes, there is.
I saw the officials just not moving up. We'll get our Don's Furniture and Mattress call here shortly.
Yeah, John Whitson showing it's a hold.
Holding offense. Number 44, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's Fabertini, the lead blocker for Kruger. You always say, Tim, there's a reason why it was so wide open.
Sometimes there is a story behind it, isn't there?
Here you go. See if we can catch it. Oh, yeah, he just dragged him down.
Yeah, you just can't do that.
So 2nd down and about 20 for the Irish. Here's Fabertini trying to make up for it, and we've got another flag coming in. This looks to maybe go on Lucas.
Aaron Wall's been pretty busy over here.
He has.
Might be an incidental face mask.
Personal foul. Defense, number 3. Hands to the face. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Tell you what, Tim, I'm just saying this because he's your friend, and but John Whitson, he does a great job. Isn't he professional? The way he just calls out the.
You're understating him as an official. He is detailed and professional as they come.
When I was listening to that one, I thought I was watching a college game. Here's Crooner quickly finding the hole and getting 5-6 yards.
When you start getting to the second level of the defense, that's a good thing, Jared. So put your head down and play.
But he comes up a little bit slow, limping back to the huddle. Second down and 5 for the Irish.
Now I give a big kudos to John, too. His son, Chad, this summer in July was named a full-time Major League Baseball umpire. And
how about that?
So he got the call from Joe Torre. He couldn't talk.
Wow. Starcher hands it off. This time it's 19. That's Alex Smith on the move down inside the 20. Smith cuts to the middle of the field, and he's going to take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Fisher Catholic.
What a great run, George.
Absolutely.
Great vision. 2 fantastic cutbacks on that run.
Just really showed his speed. But as Josh just said, the vision and the cutbacks were tremendous.
And I'm looking at the Fisher Catholic season stats. I do not see Smith having a single carry all season.
Well, now he does.
Now he does. It's a big one. Touchdown.
I bet he's going to get some more.
I think you're right. Holly Hill's kick is up and good. And the Irish are on the board.
Man, Whiteley, everybody's awakened now.
Here it comes.
Yeah, watch here. He
Broke
gets
2
to the
tackles.
sideline.
Uh-oh, what we got going on here? Got some smoke bombs in the student section over there. Green and white smoke bombs.
I think it's all legal, Joe. Okay.
That's left over from 4th of July.
Yeah, I think you're right. Here's the replay again. Smith came in motion, and just watch these moves he makes.
Well, he works to the sideline, which is what you want your back to do. But now he sees that he's taking the angle, the Lucas defender, cuts there, and broke his ankles on the cut.
Really good job by Alex Smith.
Well, they started getting to the second phase of the Lucas defense in that whole drive, Jared, and all that means good things are happening.
Holly Hill will kick it away. His team trails at 21-7 with 1:20 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, now the key is, can you play some defense to absolutely slow Lucas down?
If you think about it, though, really, Lucas has only had to play offense one time.
That's true.
I mean, they had the ball inside the 15 for one drive, if you want to call it a drive, and then they had a pick 6. So we'll see what they do here.
That's true. Pretty good coverage. As a returner, when you hesitate, pause, it's usually never good.
Josh, did that touchdown run pick up the little bit of life on the Fisher sideline?
I was just about to say that. Noticed a little bit more life, and even a little more life out of the stands, even though some folks look mighty chilly up there.
They're not used to this. Coldest game of the year so far.
Yeah, just not climatized yet, are we?
This will feel like a heat wave later in the year.
Some of them probably just turned off their air conditioning this week. Our cameraman here beside me noticing that we got a different setup here offensively, formation-wise for Lucas. And it's still going for yardage. Can't tell who has the footballs. It's all a scrum in there, rugby scrum. But it's going to go for about 5 yards.
Yeah, they just split the receivers. They split the ends off the end and split them out a little wider.
Here's the summary for Fisher Catholic. 4 plays, 63 yards, a 46-yard touchdown run for Alex Smith. How about the job that Jimmy Spires does? Not only is he a cameraman, but I'm just going to hand the headset over to him, man. He's picking up stuff left and right here. Back into that bunch set, 2nd down and 5 for the Cubs.
Inside handoff.
Zerzal breaking tackles, has the first down and more, still on his feet. and finally brought down at about the 47-yard line.
Hey, you got to get lower and more aggressive if you're a defender here.
Someone lost a shoe for Lucas. That was the running back, Zerzow.
He ran out of his shoe.
And it didn't slow him down at all.
Josh talked earlier about his, you see the inside hand of how low to the ground, how strong. You got to match his aggression.
Pulled a Keith Byers there on that play.
Yeah. Official timeout on the field. Are they allowing him to? Yeah, they're going to allow him to get his shoe back on and laced up. But
listen, one of the easiest things to measure from a coaching standpoint, if you have any experience at all, is effort. And effort comes in some different things, in different ways, but you can test the aggression factor. And this sport requires you to be aggressive.
Well, they go ahead and wind the clock, and that's going to end the first quarter. The Lucas Cubs with a great first quarter lead at 21-7 over the Irish. Want to say thanks to our first half scoreboard tonight. That is Connor Insurance Agency. There's no place like Lancaster, Ohio and Fairfield County. And like you, owner Shirley Connor is proud to call them home. Shirley will provide you with superior customer service, professionalism, integrity, and honesty. Learn more at ConnorInsuranceAgency.com.
Well, Jared, a couple trivia questions tonight. I got one. I want to use one here with you in the truck and Josh down there on the sidelines. Now, I'm a little dated, I know, but Lucas is located in Richland County, about 12 miles or so southeast of Mansfield. Nice little community. I love their school motto. Their school motto is a small district with big hearts. I love it. They only have about 35 kids a class, so they're one of the smaller schools in Ohio. Play doggone good football for what they have as far as numbers, but we'll get to it here later on, but I wanted to set it up a little bit. I got a couple tonight that just about the Lucas area that I'd like to share with you. So there's the tease, and we'll come back to it later.
1st and 10 for the Cubs. Pitch out comes to number 10, Ethan Sauter.
There's nobody there.
No. First down run.
There's no resistance. For 10 yards, there's no resistance.
A great job by Riley Mounts there on the edge. The receiver kind of playing in tight and really doing a great job walling it off for the Cubs.
They have been walling it off basically every opportunity they've had all night. Very well schooled, very well coached, and very unselfish, willing to do their job.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line for the Cubs. Here's Sauter again over that left tackle, and he's going to pick up 5 on the play. They'll take 5, 10 yards every play all night.
Connor Schwartz on the stop for the Irish.
Brings up a 2nd down and 5.
For the Cubs.
On the season, Sauter's run for 598 yards, 5 touchdowns. Second leading rusher on this team, Zerzow, with 888 and 13 touchdowns. Speaking of Zerzow, here he comes. Rolls forward near the first down mark. I think he might be short by a yard or two.
Put them in motion, get a little depth, Jared, which gives them a step or two before they hit the line and hit the hole. Good concept.
So 3rd down and a little less than 2 for the Cubs. Clock rolls at 10:19 to play in the first half. Sauter in motion, takes the pitch. He has the lead blocker out there. And a good job by the Irish, but I think it's still a first down for the Cubs.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's a more physical football play. Yep. And if you're gonna play against playoff caliber people, you got to do that.
Ethan Wallace has done a nice job tonight for Lucas as the lead blocker. I don't know if he's touched the ball running, but he's been the primary blocker for both Zerzow and Sauter all night, along with that big offensive line.
We haven't seen the Lucas schedule yet on the screen, but we'll see that sometime. Nice job right there.
Great pass play right there down to Sauter inside the 10-yard line. knocking on the door again.
You know, they're leading their region, Region 25, which is also Division 7.
Sam Maynard on the tackle for the Irish.
Hey, if you ask, you shall receive. They've lost one game, as we said, to a very good Northmore team by a point. Beat a St. Charlesville.
Yeah, two key wins there, St. Charles and Centerburg. Yeah, this is a pretty good win, especially the St. Charles win last week.
Yeah, when you're stepping up several divisions, those points help immensely.
And they have outscored their opponents 245-55 on the season. As here's Souter going inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Just a will and desire, toughness. But when you look at the back end of their schedule after tonight even, Jared, there's a really pretty good chance they're probably going to win this. Now, I will tell you, Lima Central Catholic will challenge you. I think Lucas, if I recall, beat them last year. But that'll be a big game for them as far as where they will fall, because if you win your region, then you definitely host another home team. That's a big deal.
And they currently sit at number 1 in Region 25. Behind them is Cuyahoga Heights at 2, St. Thomas Aquinas at 3, Independence at 4, Toronto at 5, John F. Kennedy at 6, and Lowellville at 7, and Wellsville at 8.
A lot of Eastern Ohio teams there that mix in that region. You start talking about Toronto right outside of Steubenville. Wellsville is also. There you go. Yeah. Cuyahoga Heights always has a good team. Great speed with their team. Independence is a small community up there. It's different from the Independence in Columbus. St. Thomas Aquinas has been strong for many, many years. JFK is out of Warren, Ohio, obviously. So, you know, to get to host that first game, now you see Fisher, even though Harvest Prep is no longer in the MSL division, Cardinal division, they lead.
Yeah.
And I believe Shenandoah was playing down at Burns.
Yeah, they are.
And the Zups have a good football team. We saw they're 5-1.
Here's Smith on the return up to the 25. Smith still on his feet. He's got some good moves.
Some elusiveness, we should say.
He's got great vision, man. It's something that you just can't teach. You see a crease, and he just explodes right after it.
Speaking of that Shenandoah and Burn Union game, let's see if we can get some scores.
That would be great.
From some of those games. That one would be a big one. Burn Union's been playing really well lately. We saw them earlier in the season just get destroyed by Fisher Catholic, and since then have really turned it around.
But you got to remember, started a freshman quarterback with hardly any reps coming into that game.
Right.
That was a tough night for the Rockets.
Yes, it was. Here's Fabricini on the carry. Gets out to about the 32. There's the Lucas drive summary. 8 plays, 75 yards, 3:51 off the clock, an 8-yard touchdown run.
They just make it look easy offensively. I mean, the amount of resistance has got to get greater if Fisher's going to stay in the game.
Score listed as 0-0 down in Sugar Grove against Shenandoah so far in the first quarter. I've got some other scores. Get to those after this play. Big one up in Pickerington tonight.
Pick versus pick.
Yes, sir. 2nd down and 7. Starcher going to keep it himself. Coming to the near side. He's got some room out to the 45 and steps out of bounds, but a flag comes in. That's going to be a sideline warning, that one.
First out of bounds by Logan Niswander.
Yeah, when it comes in, when the flag is laying out of bounds, you know what that is.
The result of the play is a first down. Sideline warning, Fisher Catholic, first defense.
Pickerington North leads Pick Central 7-0 in the second quarter up in Pickerington. That one being played at Pick North. Harvest Prep leads Bexley 20-0. Cal Winchester all over Franklin Heights 28-0. Let's see if we can see the sideline infraction here. You saw the official throw the flag though.
Just about got tripped, you know, incidentally, but people got to stay back.
Here's Kruner. Kruner, nice move there. A little stiff arm, gets him a couple extra yards.
Discarded him.
Yeah. Now Winchester leads Franklin Heights 28-0. It's Bloom Carroll all over Fairfield Union 28-0 in the first quarter. Gahanna Lincoln, they've had a tough week up there in Gahanna. Thoughts go out to them as they lost a member of their football team in a car accident, and also a member of their coaching staff, junior high coaching staff, passed away this week as well. Just a tough week.
Yeah.
They currently lead Lancaster 13-0 in the first quarter. Amanda Clear Creek leads Hamilton Township 14-9 in the second quarter. Here's Fabricini going right side. Fabricini with the first down up to the 35, and still on his feet pushing the pile.
Little rugby scrum there.
Yeah.
I've been watching the World Rugby on NBC
Have you
Sports.
really?
Yeah, it's quite entertaining actually. You know me, I watch anything that's competitive, but it's worldwide, and that's what's so interesting.
Now wait a second. You'll watch anything that's competitive. So how about the Olympic sport ballroom dancing?
That's not competitive. Now, Family
Bob
Feud,
down
it
on
would
the
just
truck says
depend on
Family Feud.
who's in the competition now. Is it the competitors versus somebody?
That'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, Bob and Jim on the same team.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be a blast. to
I
watch.
experienced that.
Crooner going to be wrapped up in the backfield and brought down at the 39-yard line. Big loss on the play there. In fact, the forward progress going to be stopped. They'll mark it about the 37.
About a 4-yard loss.
One other score currently, 21-0. Columbus Academy leads Liberty Union out in Baltimore tonight. That one in the second quarter. So we'll keep an eye on those scores tonight. Second down and 14, 7:20 and counting here in the first half. Starcher pitches it out to Fabricini. He lost it, picks it back up, but he's going to be wrapped up by 9 Lucas Cubs at the 45-yard line.
I don't think there was anything wrong with the pitch, Jared.
No,
I think he just dropped it.
didn't look it in or something.
Yeah, I mean, didn't appear that there was anything wrong.
Here you'll see it. Yeah, it was a great pitch.
Yeah, just got to catch it.
And then look at the pursuit. I mean, that's literally 9 players.
That's why they're good.
Yeah.
You know, defensively, everybody's getting to the football. Do a lot of good things. Coach Spittler's team does.
Third down and 22 for Fisher Catholic. Need to get the play off. Play clock under 5 as Starcher takes a snap, drops back to pass. Has plenty of time this time. Fires one downfield. Oh, almost a great first down reception there. I'm trying to see, was that 7 out there? 4 for the Irish. That's Alex Bronder.
Good job of working back toward the football.
Riley Mounts on defense there for Lucas.
Yeah. Didn't the AD here at Fisher Catholic promise us they weren't going to wear these black jerseys anymore?
When did you start trusting the AD at Fisher Catholic, huh?
Line drive punt. Going to take a Fisher roll, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Too good a roll.
Yeah. Typically, their punter gets a nice high punt. This time he kicks a line drive. The time you'd like to have that little high one and maybe roll inside the 10, but the Cubs are going to have the football at the 25-yard line.
Okay, before this first half ends, let's get back to this trivia question here before the Cubs take over. There's a place very famous outside of Mansfield called Malabar Farms. If you ever get a chance, go up and visit, take the tour, whatever. I'm saying this to everybody in the truck. Right. It's a great opportunity. What famous Hollywood couple was married at Malabar Farms?
Famous Hollywood couple?
You got 5 minutes and 57 seconds.
Can you give us a time frame? That's all we get?
You would find it on Turner Classic Movies. Not the wedding, but the couple.
I'm out.
Here's Zerzow following his blockers. That's a good run up to the 28-yard line.
Well, the gentleman is definitely well known.
0-0 the ball carrier.
Second down and 2 coming up for Lucas as the clock down to 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. 28-7. Lucas in control of this football game and have been ever since the kickoff. Souter on the carry. Close to the first down. I think he's going to be just a bit shy. In just a moment, going to go down to the sideline for an interview Josh has a special guest on the sideline. We'll get to that after this play. 3rd down and 1 for the Cubs. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Nice wander up the middle, and he has the first down. Let's go down to Josh on the sideline.
All right, thanks, guys. Down here with former Buckeye quarterback Greg Fry. Down here watching Caden Starcher and the Irish. I understand you worked with him over the summer. What did you work on with Caden?
You know, Caden's like a lot of my quarterbacks. We work on fundamentals. You know, I really teach my QBs to make sure they have sound fundamentals going into the season. You know, it takes some time. Quarterback's a complex position. It takes a lot of time and effort outside of the actual season to really be prepared. So he's been a joy to work with. He's a tremendous athlete.
What are you seeing out of him tonight?
Well, they're having rough nights.
That's true.
He's had a couple good runs, but throwing the ball, they've struggled throwing the ball so far. You know, he's missed a couple throws that he probably should make, and he knows that. You know, those are throws that we talk about. But those are the corrections they can make, and you know, hopefully they can find a way to stay in this thing for halftime.
Is footwork one of the biggest things that you have to work with quarterbacks?
It is. It's to me, it's critical because you know I've done this for 20+ years, and you know, for quarterbacks that are sound fundamentally with great footwork, they typically don't miss throws. The challenge is you can have great footwork, you know, we're just throwing a ball one-on-one. But when you're out here on the field, you got guys chasing you, it's a different story, and that's where you got to be really sound so you can take it to the field of play.
About how many quarterbacks do you work with, and are you working just in the summer, or are you kind of in contact with them throughout the year?
In most cases, it's during the summer and the off season. I've got about 12 kids, you know. You know, I don't advertise too much because I want to keep a short group, a small group, I should say, and I'm looking for guys that really want to work, you know, that are willing to spend the extra time and effort. But it takes, you know, it takes some work to really get within the beat. But what I found is, at whatever age I start them with, if they can get the proper fundamentals and be sound with that, they'll continue that.
What kind of advice would you give a young quarterback, say a kid that's in Pop Warner or in the junior high level, wants to be a quarterback, high school and beyond? What kind of advice would you give them?
That's a great question. You know, it's a lot of those guys are great athletes, so they're playing multiple positions, they're playing multiple sports, and I really support that. I don't see too many guys specialize and say, hey, I'm going to be a quarterback in 4th or 5th grade. You know, they're going to play other positions, and I've had a lot of guys that are really good athletes. You know, like Caden. You know, Caden he could play multiple positions because he's such a good athlete. So you know, I invite that, and you know, if they get to be, you know, 8th grade, freshman year, and they really want to be a quarterback, that's when they really start to focus and lock in.
Well, a good guy to learn from, and I'm sure it's paying off for Caden, all the schooling that you've been giving him. Greg, thank you for the time.
I appreciate it, Josh.
Former Buckeye Greg Fry. We'll send it back up to the booth to Shu and Jared.
All right, thanks, Josh. Good interview there. I tell you what, he's got some really good advice, and that's a good coach right there. When you're not afraid to sugarcoat things, and you know, he just told it like it was. He said, you know, he's missed some throws tonight, and he knows what he's doing wrong.
Yeah, we addressed that earlier. He just didn't execute it. Yeah. So, but that happens. They're human beings.
Yep.
You know, here comes John again. 2 hankies on the ground.
Looks like it's going to go against Lucas. Here are Don's Furniture Mattress call momentarily, I think.
Illegal shift, offense. 2 men moving to not reset. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Illegal shift is the penalty.
So they decline the penalty, makes it a 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9 for the Cubs from the 30-yard line.
A little bit of confusion here as everybody looking at their wristband for the play. Nice wonder. Quick pass, and this time Tristan Arnold wanted to run before he caught it, I think.
Yeah, he just did not concentrate the whole reception.
So it brings up a 4th down. I think this is the first one that Lucas has had tonight.
It is.
4th and 9. And we'll see what they elect to do here. Will they go for it or try to pin the Irish back deep?
Go, big guy. Meters running.
Clock stopped at 2:24. So the Cubs will punt it away.
Ball's away.
Bounces. Look at that bounce.
Yep.
What a great job by the punter and the cover team getting down there and downing it at the 7-yard line. I would have thought for sure it was going to bounce in the end zone. Looked like one of those Bellata golf balls where it just checks up.
It just had that back spin.
Yeah.
Did not take what we call the turf hop up here. Sometimes we see that. Any answers on that trivia? I mean, come on. Let me think. Let me think of a clue. I know somebody down there in the truck will at least have it. The African Queen.
Well, Josh was out earlier. Now I'm out. Here's Fabricini across the 10, getting them some breathing room out to about the 11-yard line. The clock's going to roll. 2:05 and counting here in the first half. I invite you to stay tuned for the halftime band show. I'll tell you about those sponsors coming up. We will have the Fisher Catholic band show from the Parade of Bands at the Fairfield County Fair from last week.
2nd and 6 for the Irish.
Just a great event put on at the fairgrounds during the fair. They bring in all the county bands, and they all get a chance to play out there at the grandstand. And so you're going to see that performance by the Irish band. We also hope to get some footage during halftime that we can play later on in the game. It is homecoming night, so we'll see if we can get that. The homecoming candidates and the Queen later on as Starcher runs for a first down here. So our halftime band show tonight will be brought to you by Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Crematory and Monuments, family owned and operated since 1889. Check out their website at funeralhome.com. The Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, respect for tradition, regard for change. It will also be brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, and I'll tell you about them right after this play as the clock rolls down to 1:02 to play in the first half. Starcher with Fabricini behind him. Fabricini takes the pitch and going to be brought down at about the 17-yard line. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, when it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. The difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And we have a timeout on the field, and our timeouts tonight are brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive. Check out their website at carriagecompany.com. Did Lucas call that one too?
No, Fisher called it. And I'll give you the answers now. The next one in the next half will be more current for you youngsters. But the couple that was married at Malabar Farms in 1945, the Hollywood couple was Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall.
Wow. Our field cameraman, Tom Russo, actually got that.
Well, like I said, the other one's more current and also involves a popular thing.
And it's from Lucas, huh?
Yeah, how about that?
Interesting stuff.
It is.
I actually read the Lucas Wikipedia page, if that counts, in my game prep. I didn't see that answer, though.
2nd and 10 for the Irish. Smith in motion. Starcher back to pass. He's pressured. He's got to get rid of it. And he's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. Now you might see Lucas call a timeout. Yes, they are. Their coach is running down the sideline trying to get a timeout. Because it's going to be a 3rd down and long, and they could force a punt and get the ball back in good field position.
And with that, let's say thanks to Standing Stone Bank. Whether you're ready to tackle a mortgage loan or need cash for home improvements, make Standing Stone Bank the key player in your home or business financial plans. Business to business, neighbor to neighbor, let's grow this town together. Standing Stone Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So the Cubs take the timeout to bring up a 3rd down and about, what you call it here, 21 for the Irish. Still no score listed, Shenandoah and Bern Union. It still says first quarter, so I don't think they have anybody updating score stream.
Maybe not.
Sugar Grove, so.
Hey, the Rockets still have an outside chance at making the playoffs. They've got Shenandoah tonight, and they've got Worthington Christian next week. You know, if they can win one or a couple of those games, I mean, it's an uphill battle for them, but certainly a chance.
So 3rd down and about 21. And Fabricino, check that, it's Kruner getting out near the 10. And another timeout for Lucas.
Yes.
Looking at some score updates. Again, Pick North leads Pick Central, continues to lead them 7-0 in the second quarter. Harvest Prep over Bexley 20-0. Now Winchester ups their lead to 35-0 in the first quarter over Franklin Heights. Blue Carroll over Fairfield Union 28-0. Gahanna continuing to hold on to that 13-0 lead in the second quarter against Lancaster. Amanda Clear Creek over Hamilton Township 14-9 in the second quarter. Columbus Academy over Liberty Union 21-0 also in the second quarter.
That was Canal's first loss last week.
Yeah,
They lost
right.
to Groveport. Groveport's had a fine season.
Really good season.
Yep.
So a fourth down, and the Irish will be forced to punt, and Lucas will have excellent field position. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they still have one timeout. Is that right, Josh? I think those two that they just called were their first ones they called.
Correct. Yeah, they should have one left. I think Fisher has 2 remaining.
Steve Petros, our buddy, who's the AD up at Groveport's got to be thrilled.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets the punt away. Line drive punt will be taken. This is definitely returnable. Nope, not much down there defense-wise, but a good job finally getting down there and stopping them at about the 46-yard line.
Well, they had the block on, came pretty close, so there's not going to be a lot of protection for your returner in that situation.
You mentioned Steve Petros and Groveport, having they've lost one game this year.
Yeah.
Are they coming off? Was it an over season last year or just 1 or 2 wins? I know they're coming off closely. In the real recent future,
good.
it was a 0-10 season, I think.
I think they were 5-5 last year, and I think they went 0 in 2017.
Okay. So just 2 years ago, went 0-10, brought it up to 5-5 last year. And boy, what a season they're having this year.
Well, Le'Veon Bell contributed the money to help their facilities, and those things all help.
It does, definitely.
You make the kids feel better about themselves.
Nice Wanderer going to keep it himself around the outside. And lost the football, but the whistle had blown.
Yeah.
And he's going to be down at about the 28-yard line.
Better job of contain that time. Now the interior people inside have to be aggressive and tackle, but a good job of not letting him turn the corner on you.
Cubs call their final timeout of the half. With 13 seconds to play in the half, they lead at 28-7. They'll have the football at the 28-yard line.
They've had a couple unique little pass plays here. Let's see if we see another one now here at the end of the half.
I'm not sure the kicking game, though, is real strong for Lucas, so they may have to get pretty close to even have a field goal opportunity.
I want to say thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew tonight. Down in the truck, our producer-director is Bob Campetti. On graphics and replays, we have Donnie Ziegfeld and Shane Messina. Statistician is Beth Campetti. Our field cameraman tonight, as always, Tom Russo, doing a great job. And up here with us is Jimmy Spires. And we've got some new person on our middle camera. What would you say his name was, Tim?
Rob Ott.
Rob Ott.
Yeah.
There he is.
Rob Ott.
I think he's going to wave at you here.
And being Halloween, you can't see who's operating.
Look at him. He's coming at you. Good job, Rob.
It's the best looking guy we have doing film.
Most dedicated.
The steadiest.
Nice wonder back to pass. He's got a man out there. Did he catch that?
Yes, he did.
Touchdown. Wow. What a job hauling that in. That's number 2, Carson Hogger for the touchdown.
Totally isolated one-on-one. Just got past the defender. Great call. I told you I wanted to see what they had up their sleeve.
The extra point is blocked as it was a low snap.
Hard to see those numbers, Jared.
Yeah, it is. So the score will remain. Here we go. Here's the replay. Nice pass by Nice Wander.
Off his
back
heels.
leg, yeah. And watch this, kind of backpedaling, falling down. A great catch by Carson. Looking at his receiving stats this year.
He's had a couple of games which have been critical.
Yeah.
Made critical catches.
6 receptions, 157 yards, 4 touchdowns on the year. We're wondering about Nice Wander. 25 of 51 through the air, 4 interceptions, but he's had 8 touchdowns, 458 yards. And, that's in an offense that really primarily runs the football.
Yeah, you can primarily run, but you still have to have some of those things as your arsenal.
Yep. So 8 seconds to play in the half. Irish trail at 34-7 to the Lucas Cubs. The number 1 team in Region 25 Division 7. Both of these teams last year lost to Trimble in the playoffs, I think was it back-to-back weeks?
No, I think Fisher lost first week, and Lucas lost in the regional final.
Smith has the football go between his legs, and he'll be brought down at about the 13-yard line.
Alex Smith with the ball.
Yeah, you just want to get out of this half here if you're Fisher.
Yep. So most likely coming a kneel down right here for Coach Miller's crew. And they'll go try to regroup in the locker room. Starcher will bring him up to the line of scrimmage. Maybe they won't kneel on it. Be careful with the pass here. He has Fabricini right behind him. There's a good look from Tom Russo's camera. Starcher back to pass. Scrambling. Throws across the middle. Alex Smith brings it in and then pays the price at the 22-yard line.
That's all good tackle.
Yep. So it'll be a 34-7 lead heading into the locker room for the Lucas Cubs. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the halftime band show. It's brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan and also by Frank E. Smith Funeral Home. So stay with us. The halftime band show is coming up next on the high school football game of the week.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frank E. Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Connor Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina.
We're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Congratulations, and be very proud of this trophy because you have earned it.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Fisher Catholic Marching Irish is proud to present its 2019 Wild West Halftime Show. We will begin with the iconic theme song from the American Western film, The Magnificent Seven, which will make you want to saddle up and ride the range. And now, see if you can picture the Magnificent Seven riding through the West, chasing El Bandito. Finally, they corner El Bandito in a Wyoming town. Here is Cheyenne, featuring a drum break composed by junior band member Trey Sanford. Marching Irish is under the direction of Mrs. Judy Rare with support from percussion advisor Allison Maskulinski. Thanks so much for your support, and go Irish!
Welcome back to Fulton Field. Your halftime score, Lucas 34, Fisher Catholic 7. First half summary report tonight brought to you by Fairfield County Parks, inviting you to Rock Mill weekends, Saturdays and Sundays until the end of October at Steepleton Park at Rock Mill in Lancaster. Tour the restored 1824 grist mill, and on the last Saturday of each month, see how milling was done over 100 years ago. Go down to the gorge and enjoy the stunning view from Rock Mill Covered Bridge. People come from all over the U.S. to see Rock Mill. Have you seen this fantastic piece of history in our own backyard? See FairfieldCountyParks.org for details. And there's the stats shoe.
Yeah, not really as one-sided as you would think. The Cubs had a short field. You mentioned that. They returned an interception. Been very efficient. Got 156 yards rushing, total 199 yards, but not a lot to say. Sometimes stats don't tell the whole story. I really think the aggressiveness and the physicalness of Lucas is right now above Fisher's aggressiveness and physicality. So we'll see if Fisher can make that improvement here in the second half to compete just a little harder.
Those halftime stats are brought to you by Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, DDS, and then we will get to the sponsor read for Jeffrey Wilson. He's got a new office coming to Lancaster this fall, so we'll tell you about that momentarily after this kickoff from the Irish to the Cubs to open the second half. It'll be taken at the 16-yard line. That's Carson Hogger, and he might take this to the house. He's got one man to beat. That's the kicker at the 30, and they're not going to get him. Touchdown on the opening kickoff of the second half.
Talk about some speed.
And we will have a running clock for the second half. Second half kickoff brought to you by, as I said, Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, DDS. Lost my paper here.
Well,
there it is.
That kickoff coverage was like pulling teeth.
Yeah. The halftime stats are brought to you by Jeffrey Wilson, DDS. With over 35 years of experience, Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff are committed to providing the best dental services to their patients. Happy patients make perfect smiles, and Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff will make sure your dental health and comfort is their top concern. Now accepting new patients, Dr. Wilson is currently located in Bremen, but will be expanding and bringing his years of experience to Lancaster this fall. His office can be reached at 740-569-7563 to make an appointment. With that touchdown, 40-7 the score with 11:47 to play in the third quarter.
Now that was not a scoring drive. That was a beautiful return, and he really showed his speed.
Yeah, he did. So not the kind of start in the second half the Irish would like to see.
Yeah, now you get the football and see if you can do some things. They did some positive things in the second quarter, Jared, getting to the second part, second phase of the Cubs defense, some good hard runs. Smith made a great run down there to score a touchdown, and just a lot better in the second quarter. See if that carries over here.
We will have a running clock, as mentioned. Short kick will be taken at the 28-yard line by Trey Fabricini. And Fabricini with a nice return. Still on his feet. He breaks through. Fabricini now to the 30, to the 20. And inside the 5, brought down at the 1-yard line. Oh, they're going to give him the touchdown.
Well, I mean,
how could he see that from where he was?
He was doing his best, but the players are just a little quicker. There is no review either.
So what a way to open up the second half.
Back-to-back
kickoff returns for touchdowns. There's a trivia question for you, Shu.
It's been a while. I can't remember the last time when we ever had it.
We'd have to have somebody look that up on OHSAA.
Back-to-back kickoff returns to start the second half. Wow.
And that one looked like he was bottled up down about the 35, and then he just kind of pulled guys with him to about the 50, and then he finally broke free. Ollie Hill on to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So now we won't have a running clock in the second half. There's Trey over on the sideline getting a breather after that kickoff return for a touchdown, 40-14.
Well, he's very similar. He's low to the ground. He's strong. He's got better speed, especially once he gets it going. You can see here, they're just trying to pull him down. Yeah. He's too strong. You have to tackle.
This replay brought to you by Matt Taylor Kia of Lancaster. Check out MattTaylorKia.com.
You know, he may have caught the line.
He might have.
I'm going to give the official
Can we back
benefit
that
of the doubt.
up? Let's maybe back that up and slow it down there just so I can correct myself if he did get in.
It was closer than I thought.
So 40-14 the score, 11:22 to play in the third quarter. Coming up sometime in this third quarter, we will have the homecoming queen down on the sideline with Josh Messerly. He gets to interview a lot of queens throughout the year. Squib kick, ball loose on the field, and it's going to be downed at about the 26. Let's see here. On that replay, we'll see if Fabricini did break the plane of the goal line before his knee went down. Super slow-mo replay from the truck. A great effort defensively. Not down yet.
Is right there.
Yep, he's down to
his
one.
His left forearm.
Yep.
But his knees never touched.
No, but the ball and forearm went down about the one.
Yeah.
But that's a tough call to make. I mean, like you said, that's an official trying to run to catch up with it.
Well, you know, he probably is like us. It looked like he's not going to go, and all of a sudden he runs. He's going to be a little faster than most officials.
Yep. On first down, it's Souter on the carry. Give him about 3 on the play. I believe we have technical difficulties with our sideline reporter, Josh Messerly's microphone. Going to try to get that taken care of so we can get back to him. I know that he was about to give us a nice report there, I think. Second down and 7. Nice Wanderers pitch. Man, look at this run by Zerzow. He's a tough runner. He just will not go down.
He and Fabricini have some similarities.
They do.
They're low to the ground. They run hard. Zerzow's had a little more success. I think the scheme that they're in, a little more refined, but they are very similar type backs.
First and 10, Cubs at their own 39-yard line, leading it 40-14. There's Souter again, and this time just a gain of 1. Good job defensively. Here's a replay of that previous play, the run by Zerzow.
And just watch the yards after the contact.
Wow.
I know, tremendous effort.
Second and 9 from the 40-yard line.
That's a great shot, too. Good job down there by Tom Russo. Great look at that play. Second and 9 here for Lucas. Clock rolls at 10:03 to play in the third quarter. On a chilly Friday night, week number 8 in high school football. The Lucas Cubs showing why they are number 1 in Region 25 of Division 7. Stop there, third down and 7 coming up.
Yeah, try to get on the perimeter here. They've had a lot of success tonight, really getting on the end.
Take their time getting the play in. Nice wander. And that shotgun formation, back to pass. He's got pressure. He just throws one up, and it's going to be picked off at the 36-yard line. This is McCauley coming the other way. McCauley all the way down to the 35 and finally brought down right there. Good job. I didn't catch the number who applied the pressure, but that's what made that play.
Sure did. And, you know, we saw him throw a touchdown at the end of the half off his heels, but that was not an advisable throw there.
Watch the pressure coming off the right side for the Irish. Is that Alex Smith? Is that a 19?
Again, I can't always tell, being right here. But
that is Alex Smith. He's had a heck of a game tonight.
Sure has.
And then McCauley did a nice job coming back to the football and then using his speed to get him into some good field position here. Here's Fabricini on first down. Fabricini running hard to the 30.
That's a good football play. Good hard blocking, good hard tackling.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, Tim. You know, yes, right now the game 40-14. There's still a lot of game to play, but you're not playing as much right now for the scoreboards. You are just a little bit of pride, a little bit of work on some things. I mean, if you want to make it to the playoffs, you got to correct some of these things you've been doing, so why not do it right now?
Yeah, and this is the type of team that you're going to play.
Sure.
If you want to get to the level you really want to get to.
Here's Crooner on 2nd and 5, gets out to the 29, maybe a gain of 1, bring up a 3rd and 4.
Now, I think anytime you simplify for players goals within games and forget about the scoreboard and those things and convince them that if you do things well and you do them right, the scoreboard will take care of itself. And I really believe that when you've had kind of you feel like a lousy first half, because players tend to look at the scoreboard and sometimes it affects how they perform, and it can't. It cannot be the reason you perform how you perform.
Very good point. Third down and 4. Starcher fakes the handoff really to nobody, then tucks it in. I'm not sure if that was a busted play. He turned to his right. There was nobody there. Fabricini went to his left, and then he just tucked it in and ran, but ran for a loss.
Yeah, and you know, not trying to be negative, but in week 8, you cannot have that kind of error. You have to know your plays and what you are running and where you need to be.
So 4th down and 7 coming up for Fisher Catholic.
Yeah, you might as well play for it at this point.
Absolutely. See what they come up here with on 4th down and 7. Taking a long time getting the play in. No play clocks on tonight in the back of the end zone. So they rely on that back judge. His hand goes up right now. Pitch comes out to Fabricini. Look at this guy just carrying the pile and getting the first down.
Really good effort right there. Both teams playing hard.
A little more life in the stands as well, Josh.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. A lot more energy in the stands and starting to see a little bit more out of the Irish here on the sidelines as well.
I used to always believe if you play hard and you act right, people will come and watch and cheer for you.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 Irish at the Lucas 25-yard line. Fabricini right behind Starcher in that pistol. 3 receivers out to the left side to be given to Crooner coming near side. Just could not get the block he needed. Watch this Fabricini first down run here.
Contact
at the 30. Wow.
Yep. And, you know, Cubs are well coached. They pursued the football. It took 5 guys to get him down.
2nd and 10 for the Irish. Let's look at that crowd we mentioned. Really, Lucas brought a lot of people, too, over on the far side for a really small school. And a cold Friday night, a long trip, and they brought some people as Starcher on first down gets it out across the 20.
Yeah, real good.
Or on 2nd down.
Yeah, really good job on this cut to get outside right there. Well defended by Lucas, but he did a nice job of footwork to get to the outside and pick up 7 yards.
Brings up a 3rd down, a little more manageable here.
You can see right here, look at the cut, immediate.
Yeah.
Shows his athleticism and his smarts.
3rd and 3. It's Fabricini to the right. He's trying to get to the outside. Fabricini to the 10, to the 5. Yeah. Touchdown Irish.
Pretty easy right there.
Gonna make it 40-20 with the extra point to come.
Hey, this is good for both teams, Joe. The competition is good.
Fall right back in.
You know, and again, I convince them not to worry about playing the scoreboard. Play the play, run the play. They got, you know, there was no resistance. We've talked about that with Fisher on the perimeter that time. Once Fabricini bounced, nobody there.
Yep. If you're the Irish coaching staff, you have to be encouraged by the fact that your team is giving some fight and not just giving up here in the second half with the score the way it is.
Going to go for 2. There's nobody open. Now he's going to fire a long one. Look at that, wide open. That's Nick Kruner in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Technically, it's a 3-yard pass, but he threw it about 50.
It's the longest 3-yard pass.
We've got a flag in the end zone in the middle of the field.
That would be probably either defensive holding or an illegal lineman. I mean, there's not much downfield.
We got a man downfield, 52. All right, so we're going to go back 5 and replay.
Man, what a disappointment that is.
Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty, we'll retry.
That's the best no-count score that we've had for a long time. Best play we've had for a no-count score.
I mean, he was all the way over on the far hash at about the 15-yard line, maybe even deeper, and threw that to the back corner of the near end zone. That's a long pass for a 2-point conversion that is waved off because of the penalty. So now they'll back him up, and the extra point attempt. They didn't have the football out there. There was no football for the snapper.
They're missing a player.
They had a football. They're missing a player. And now they're going to get a delay of game. Are you kidding me?
Delay of game call against the Irish.
Wow. So that's going to back them up to the 13. So this extra point is going to turn into a short field goal here. Actually, for high school, that's a pretty decent field goal.
That's 29
yarder, yeah. So it'll be Ollie Hill to kick the extra point from 29 yards out. No problem for Ollie. He knocks it through to make it 40-21 with 6:21 to play in the third quarter. Let's go down to the field camera. Tom Russo, look at this. Here's how you stay warm on a cold Friday night in Ohio at a high school football game. Bring their own propane heater.
I'm about ready to go make some new friends over there.
Nah, you're not going to make new friends, Josh. I saw you. Over in the truck at halftime, you were getting out the s'mores material. You had the graham crackers, chocolate.
Have Jim show the other side of that heater.
Yeah, it's bright red.
Yeah, it looks nice and toasty there.
I see them pull marshmallows out of their pockets. We're going down.
I hear you. So the Irish with 2 touchdowns here in this second half to Lucas's 1. They've pulled back to within 19, 40-21. And really, when this game just looked like it was completely out of hand, especially after the opening kickoff return of the second half for Lucas. But give the Irish credit. They have not backed down. There you go. There's a look at that heater.
Feels good, doesn't it? We can feel it clear up here.
Line drive kick for Ollie Hill. Did that touch him? I think that touched the return
Doesn't
man
matter. You
at the
go
5.
Get it. Yeah, it's a live ball.
But he's going to make something out of nothing. Look at this return all the way out to the 30. Still on his feet. Still on his feet, just bumping. I tell you, you cannot tackle by just bumping. You've got to wrap and throw him down, but not being done right now. Great return for the Cubs out to the 40-yard line.
And the biggest thing on a bobbled return like that is a lot of times you'll see guys break down, get out of their rusher lanes, and that's when you see big returns happen on bobbled kicks.
There's the Fisher Catholic drive summary. 7 plays, 35 yards, 2:50 off the clock, an 18-yard touchdown run for Trey Fabricini. 1st and 10 for the Cubs. Nice Wanderers pass is complete to the 49. Look at that move to the 40, and this is going to go to the house for a touchdown.
Yep.
Great job by Ethan Souter with the yards after catch for the TD.
Caught him off guard. Jared is wide open. Good delivery. Great execution.
So just like that, after the momentum seemed to be shifting a little bit to Fisher Catholic side, Lucas takes the wind right out of their sails. Now they're looking to maybe go for 2 here. Try to make it 48-21 if they can get it. Nice Wander. He gets it easy. 2-point conversion is good, and with 5:55 left to play in the third quarter, the Lucas Cubs up 48-21. Second half scoreboard tonight brought to you by Buckeye Lake Marina. If you are looking for a new boat, a great pre-owned watercraft, or a place to get parts for your boat, Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Buckeye Lake is back and better than ever, and the gang at Buckeye Lake Marina looks forward to your support.
Let's give a big thanks to Larry Tipton and his gang at the Buffalo Wild Wings for great food, great service, and the best sports viewing in town. It's all Buffalo Wild Wings and in the Plaza Shopping Center on North Memorial Drive. And remember, all of the football games will be televised with their instant replay on the big screens immediately after the game at the Buffalo Wild Wings at the Lancaster location. So even though the Buckeyes from Columbus are on tonight, this game will also be on out there tonight. So head on out and check out the Bucks and the Irish and the Cubs.
Look at some scores from around the area. I'm going to get, actually go ahead and play that replay, Bob. That was a great pass. Let's look at that one.
Oh, just great design.
Yep.
And
watch this move right here.
Good run. Great cut.
Yeah.
Whoops. You know, I had a chat with a veteran football coach, quite interesting, not just within a week, and talked to him about what you're seeing at all levels, and he just said the biggest fundamental that is now lost on the game is tackling, because nobody practices the physical part of it anymore.
Yep.
Everybody's always worried about so many things.
And you see it in all levels.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched junior high games this year. My son, playing 7th grade football, and it's all the way up through.
Yeah.
From youth all the way up to high school. It's just, and I don't know. Obviously, you attribute it to there's a lot of fear out there for concussions, and so they eliminate a lot of the hitting and tackling. But it almost seems like it's counterproductive when it comes to game night.
Yeah, it's kind of like a track meet at times out here we tend to watch. It's just an interesting, I've not coached football and certainly not an expert, but I just found it interesting as he talked about the biggest fundamental right now is the lack of tackling.
It's not worked on in practice, and then you expect him to go out and be able to tackle in the game.
Not going to happen.
Long pass. Almost a good tip drill there. Good job by that Souter out there on defense.
Yeah, they played it well.
Some close ball games going on around the area tonight. Looking at the scoreboard, I know this one's not in our area, but how about Hilliard-Davidson and Dublin-Coffin, 15-14. Hilliard-Davidson on top by a point in the fourth quarter. Checking some from around our area in Fairfield County. Canal Winchester leads Franklin Heights 48-0. That one, have to get back to that in just a moment. After this play, as we have flags, movement early. Back the Irish up.
Dead ball. Start. Offense. Number 22. 5-yard penalty.
So Don's Furniture Mattress call. Canal Winchester leads Franklin Heights 48-6 in the fourth quarter. That one just changed as Franklin Heights put a score on the board. I know one that you're interested in, Shu, in the fourth quarter. Sheridan leads New Lexington 28-6. That game was really close at halftime. Another one that some Irish fans might be interested in. Licking Valley leads Newark Catholic 35-7 in the third quarter. That one at Licking Valley.
You know, Licking Valley and Granville are going to meet next week and both be undefeated. That'll be a heck of a football game.
Good run here by Kruner to get back to the 39-yard line. Keeping those scores going. It is Columbus Academy in the third quarter leading Liberty Union 38-7. Harvest Prep leads Bexley 33-0 in the third quarter. Pickerington Central now with a 9-7 lead over Pick North in the third quarter up at Pick North. Got a good one going on at Gahanna. I'll get you that score in just a moment between the Gales and the Lions. Here's Fabricini on 3rd down and 7. Stood up at about the 42-yard line. Gahanna Lincoln leads Lancaster 28-25 in the third quarter. That's a tight one up there. That one's been back and forth all night. Shenandoah leads Bern Union 26-0 in the third quarter. Amanda Clear Creek and Hamilton Township, it's 28-18 Aces in the third quarter. Bloom Carroll leads Fairfield Union 42-0. That one listed at halftime. So 4th and 4 here for the Irish. And they will go for it. Starcher pitches back to Fabricini. Fabricini now fires a pass. He had a man open, but he was, he had men all over him. So his pass is incomplete over the head of his intended receiver.
Not many kids can throw that pass with a defender hanging on him.
You're right. So Lucas will take over 1st and 10 at the Irish 42-yard line. 4:01 to play in the third quarter. Boy, what we thought was going to be a fast-moving second half has kind of turned into a slow one here. Again, that bunch sat there for Lucas, and once again,
how many
they draw
times are they
Fisher
going to
Catholic
jump?
offsides.
Penalty against the Irish. Illegal procedure, moves the ball back up 5 yards.
And Fisher Catholic will take a timeout.
Timeout, Fisher Catholic.
Timeouts tonight are brought to you by the Carriage Company, located at 1031 North Memorial Drive. Check out their website at carriagecompany.com.
Okay, are we ready for the second half trivia?
Sure, why not? Why not? Go ahead.
In the Lucas area.
That's Josh Messerly's dad there in the top row.
All by himself.
He's got his headset on, though, I think. Has he listened to the Buckeyes, Josh?
I would imagine. I've seen that before.
So if he gets up and starts cheering and nobody else around him is cheering, we know it's a good thing for the Buckeyes, right?
If he gets up and starts cheering, that'll be a rare thing.
Ask him if he's sitting with his friends. Is that it?
All right, Shu, you've got the second half trivia.
Okay, a little more common. Name the movie that was filmed in the Lucas area that ends up with a gentleman digging something from under a tree. They're right in the truck.
I was going to guess what they guessed in the truck, too.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about
for
it.
Lucas.
Here we go.
Look at this. Wow.
Well, what happened was the movie was made at the Mansfield, the Ohio State Reformatory, which is in Mansfield, the Shawshank Redemption. And when Andy leaves and escapes he tells Red that there's something under a tree. Well, that tree, that was filmed in Lucas.
Really?
That tree got blown over and pretty much damaged in a storm in 17. They had to cut it down the owner of the property. But that's where it was in Lucas, Ohio.
Interesting.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Where do you find this stuff, Shu?
I'm just a plethora of useless knowledge sometimes, Jared, as you say.
And Kathy is happy to get rid of you on Friday nights.
She has peace.
That's why she was smiling ear to ear and watering her flowers.
Yeah, when she saw you pull up.
Yeah,
she saw you pull up. She knew I was leaving.
2nd down and 7 coming up for
But it's important.
Lucas.
I mean, to me, it's Ohio.
Sure.
And that's a beautiful area up there. Like I said, if you get an opportunity to go to the Malabar Farm, just worth visiting.
Here's Zerzal on 2nd, and we'll call it 6. Going to be stood up about the 22-yard line.
But he always falls forward.
He does. You're right about he and Fabricini are very much alike in their running style and their size. And just tough runners.
Yeah, they are. They're very tough. They're low to the ground. They're just what high school football is all about.
Yep. 3rd down and 2. Clock rolls at 2:18 to play in the 3rd quarter. Nicewander hands it off. Here's Zerzow coming back to the middle of the field, and he's got the 1st down up to about the 12.
The nice thing is for Lucas is they have power, but they also have speed.
Yeah.
They do. They're perimeter speed. You know, we've seen the returns. We've seen the interceptions for touchdowns. You know, they've shown the pass play with speed. So, you know, you got to have all dimensions if you're going to be really good. And they've got a shot at this thing.
Yeah. First and 10. Nicewander keeps it himself. And not much there on that play.
I mean, once you get to the regional finals, all those teams are very good. They all have those qualities, well coached. And sometimes you just need a break here and there also. And it's got to work your way. But they're definitely a team of that caliber when you look at the D7 teams in the state of Ohio.
Definitely a team I expect to see make a long run in the playoffs with the way they're looking tonight in Lucas.
Here's Souter. Spin move. There's a flag coming in.
Yeah, and from the umpire, we know what that usually means.
Benjanita on the tackle.
Tackle made by Benjanita. We'll get the official call here. Having technical difficulties with the official mic, but you see the penalty goes against Lucas, so we'll back him up. You know, looking over there. Ooh, I think that's still his mic being messed up. If you look over Lucas's schedule, we saw it earlier. They've outscored their opponents 245 to 55. This is the most points they've given up in a game. So, you know, even though they have this game in hand easily, and they have pretty much since the start, you know, they've got some things they need to work on as well defensively.
Absolutely, and Coach Spettler will have video here to show them.
Nicewander being chased and does the smart thing, just throws it away. That's a good quarterback right there, a smart move.
Yep.
Nobody's open.
And like I said, you know, the beauty of sports is this: once you start thinking that you can't get any better and you're on top of it, it will humble you. So, you know, he'll be able to show some players some things they need to do better. There's a lot of positive going on, but there's also things that they're going to need to do a little better. But that's the beauty of sport.
A 3rd and 21 coming up. They can get a 1st down right up at about the 5-yard line. They're just inside the 5. Nicewander will be out of that shotgun formation. Reserves out to his left. Looking to pass. Just going to loft one up, one-on-one coverage, and he's got a man open, and he dropped it. He got a little bit too much air under that one. I think if you would give him that one back, he'd throw a little bit more of a on the line, don't you think, Josh? I mean, that gave the defender time to get under it or get up there.
Yeah, a lot of his balls tonight have been underthrown, and it gets the receivers or the DBs an opportunity to come back and make a play on it.
Yeah, that one just had way too much.
Yeah, because he was wide open, and he actually stepped out right there. But he was wide open and had at least 5 yards, if not more, on his defender. But the loft on the football allowed that defender to catch up to it. And there was a penalty on the play declined by the Irish, so it's going to bring up a 4th and 21. And with not much of a kicking game, they will go for it. Nicewander looking to pass right side. Fires across the middle, a good pass and a good catch, and he's still on his feet, and he's going to score. Carson Hogger.
Hogger's really talented.
On a 4th and 21, they get 25 for the touchdown.
He's really talented, Jared. He's shown a lot of things in a lot of different ways tonight.
Yep. So the extra point will be coming from Jaden Walter out of the hold of Corbin Toms. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 24 seconds to play in the third quarter, Lucas 55, Fisher Catholic 21. Watch this replay on this pass here.
Oh, yeah. Found him in the seam, right in the middle of the field, and then elude, stop, come back left, push him away.
And these receivers are excellent.
Yeah, they are. Well, Hogger's had a big night.
And I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I apologize if I'm not. It's Hauger.
I don't know any other way to say it, but there's some unique ways out there on some things.
I feel like Jack Buck spelling people's names. Remember he used to always do that.
Well, a little different than Harry Carey.
So the Irish will get it back.
Harry spelled them backwards.
Checking some scores. Pick Central's now up their lead 16-7 over Pick North in the fourth quarter. Scrolling down here, trying to check that Lancaster score. That one was 28-25. Gahanna just a little earlier. And it continues at 28-25 in the third quarter. It's a final now out at Bloom Carroll, 49-7. The Bulldogs over the Falcons.
Warner will be kicking off for the Cubs.
10 plays, 58 yards, 26-yard touchdown pass for the score for the Cubs to make it 55-21. And on the kickoff return here, trying to see who that is, getting out to the 46-yard line. A good return there for the Irish.
Very good.
And with the running clock, it's going to run out here in the third quarter. So we head to the fourth with the Irish trailing 55-21.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Tim, we have any more sponsors there, or just?
Nope, we're all good. I mean, we thank South Central Power, who do a great thing with their lineman, Standing Stone, who's been with us a long time, and Larry Tipton and his gang out there having the game afterwards. That's really a neat thing.
Yeah, we've been out there a couple times. Actually, you know, every Friday night, somebody is out there from our crew, multiple people at times, and I've had pictures sent to me from the Buffalo Wild Wings. I've actually gone there once, and it is a nice time. And big crowds out there. Just a good thing for these high school players to be able to go out there and see themselves, watch the game, and so we thank Larry Tipton for doing that. Let's get out to Josh.
I know earlier we showed the space heater keeping some fans warm, but look across the way. Coach Scott Spittler, the head coach of Lucas, shorts and a polo shirt tonight. that shows you the toughness of this Lucas team if your head coach looks like that.
Yeah. Boy, some football coaches do that, and you know what, they want to stay in what they start in at the beginning of the season, and they do not stray from it. I couldn't do it.
I had to layer up with another jacket at halftime.
Zirzo on the tackle, along with Arnold.
2nd down and 9 for the Irish. The clock rolls at 11:24 to play in the ball game. 55-21, as you see there on our second half scoreboard. Buckeye Lake Marina sponsors that. Starcher out of the shotgun on 2nd and 9. Sends Smith in motion. He'll take the handoff. He ran one like this, similar to this, earlier in the game for a touchdown. That could have been a horse collar there, but no flag, and it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 11 coming up. Got a special guest down on the sideline with our Josh Messerly. Let's head down to him.
All right, thanks, guys. Joined alongside by Katie Maynard, the homecoming queen for Fisher Catholic for 2019. Congratulations, Katie. What was your reaction when you found out that you were named queen?
I thought it was kind of funny because my brother was also the king. I was just super surprised, honestly, because I didn't think everybody would vote for me, but I'm really glad that they did because I really enjoyed this whole experience. So, yeah.
Any extra competition between you and your brother, you know, going for king and queen?
Not really. I mean, he kind of knew he was going to get king. He's kind of that kind of person. Like, he's real cocky, you know. But I'm not going to speak for him.
Who is older between you two?
He is a minute older than me.
Okay, well, there's a little bit of rivalry there, I'm sure. I understand that you play for the Irish volleyball team. I know your season unfortunately ended, but talk a little bit about your season this year.
We had a great season. We were just overall a really strong team, and we just have a really close bond and relationship with each other. And we have an amazing coach, and she just really has a passion for the game. And I'm just sad to see it ended that way, but we finished strong overall.
What other activities are you involved with at Fisher Catholic?
I'm in the Irish for Life group. We go on the annual March for Life trip every year, and it's just an amazing experience, and it's really life-changing.
And now talk to me about some of your plans after high school. Have you given much thought to that? I'm sure you have.
Yes, I plan to attend Ohio Dominican, but it's not set in stone yet, so I'm still looking around. But I would like to go into either like zoology or biopsychology, which is kind of like more into the area of how animals think and act in life and just how to take care of them, basically.
Well, Katie, congratulations on being named homecoming queen. One thing you can hold over to your brother, he wasn't interviewed on TV.
Yes, that's for sure. I appreciate this opportunity very much.
Congratulations, and thank you for the time. That's Katie Maynard, the homecoming queen of 2019 for Fisher Catholic. We'll send it back upstairs.
All right, thank you, Josh, and thank you to Katie. And how about that, a little sibling rivalry, but king and queen together.
Interesting. Biopsychology, trying to figure out how animals think and what they do. I have enough trouble figuring out people.
I can't even spell biopsychology.
I hear you.
I mean, just think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder driving through town sometimes when somebody doesn't use their blinker, why they act or do what they do, you know? I'm like, what's that about?
Yeah.
Let alone trying to figure out why your dog goes near the tree.
1st and 10 for Lucas. And we've got a whistle.
That didn't look right.
And this time it is going to be on Lucas. I've got to say, honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this, where the wing back will get up out of a stance and take a hard step to the right, like he's going to go in motion, but then he stops, and obviously that has really drawn Fisher several times tonight. And that time they did it wrong.
Tomorrow night, if you get a chance on late night, you may be asleep, but it's the last game of the night on our NCAA selection of games that we talk about each week. Air Force plays, and they do some things similar. Take a look. It's interesting.
There's Zerzow getting those yards back that they just lost in that penalty. I was looking at some scores, and boy, we've got a close one brewing out in Amanda. 28-25, Amanda leads Hamilton Township late in that ball game, so they're trying to hold on to a close one. Now, actually, they just boosted it back up. They scored late, 34-25 now, so they answered when Hamilton Township scored in the fourth quarter.
Good for Amanda. Had a nice season.
Yes, they have.
Big points on the line there for the Aces as well.
Yep. Nice wonder. Got a double handoff here, a little reverse. Here comes Zerzow on the far sideline up across midfield to about the 47-yard line. As time continues to roll here in the fourth quarter of this running clock, it's as good a time as any to get to our players of the game. We'll do an offensive and a defensive for Fisher Catholic. Let's get to the offensive player of the game first. Brought to you by Fairfield National Bank. Fairfield National Bank knows that when life gets real, you need a banker who cares about your story. Take Lauren, for example. After her father passed, Lauren knew her mother should move in with her, but she also knew mom needed help getting her finances in order. That's why they sat down with one of our bankers. Together they got the attention and accounts they needed to navigate the transition, and Lauren found free time to finally learn to bake her mom's favorite pie. We call that banking built for your life. Fairfield National Bank is a division of the Park National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So who's our offensive player of the game for Fisher? Shu? There's a couple ways we can go with this.
I know.
I mean, Fabricini's had a good game, as he has all season. You know, Alex Smith has had a good game, both offensively and defensively. He's one we can look at both ways.
Yeah, I think for me offensively, especially when if you take in the first half, you gotta mention Alex. To be honest with you, in my opinion, Jared, I think he, number 19, 5'11" junior. I think he really stood out in the first half as far as the offensive player of the game.
So congratulations, number 19, Alex Smith, our offensive player of the game for the Fisher Catholic Irish. He had that nice long, I think it was 46-yard touchdown run in the first half. And if our stats are correct, which were sent to us from Fisher Catholic, that was his first carry of the year. And it went for a 46-yard touchdown. And we've called his name a couple times tonight. He's done some blocking, and there he is, helping an opponent up off the ground. So congratulations, Alex Smith, our offensive player of the game for Fisher Catholic. Let's get to our Fisher Catholic defensive player of the game, brought to you by the Edwards Insurance Agency, specializing in providing personalized insurance coverage that meets the needs of our individual clients. Contact Todd or Dale Edwards today. I know they had a big interception earlier, that one by Caden McCauley. Again, we mentioned Smith. He was our offensive player of the game. He's had a good game defensively. What do you think, Shu?
It's always tough when you've given up 55 points to select a defensive player, but I'm kind of with you, Jared. When you look at Caden McCauley, he's been pretty consistent tonight. He was in position defensively, got an interception, been very active, trying to help out on making tackles as Lucas has kind of pierced their interior line, and so I think Caden McCauley deserves Defensive Player of the Game.
So congratulations, number 1, Caden McCauley, our Fisher Catholic Defensive Player of the Game tonight. So Alex Smith, Caden McCauley, congratulations to you guys. That's number 1, Caden McCauley. Number 19, Alex Smith, our players of the game from Fisher Catholic. As the clock rolls down to 3:26 to play in the ball game, 55-21. Lucas in control of this one. They've really been in control from the start. Shu.
No, they've kind of no doubt, really. I mean, things came fairly simple, but they come simple because they executed and they did things right. I'm not sure Fisher came out and played the way you need to come out of the locker room and play, but they've been better this half.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to take that as a positive. They've been better. But you kind of get a feel for, this is what playoff football is like when you start to get into November. This is what it's got to be like. Yeah, and it's going to be colder, and it's just going to be different. But you got to love to play, and you got to love the game.
Trying to get an update on that Lancaster game. Gahanna-Lincoln has boosted their lead now. It's 36-25, 11-point lead, still listed as the third quarter up in Gahanna.
Well, Gahanna started out 0-6, and Josh and I talked about this last week. How does that happen? And I know the league is a gauntlet and tough, but and they've had a lot of things go this week, not very good for the district in general, but. It's amazing what they can muster up. And winning last week, I believe they beat Reynoldsburg.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They had a very good team, so quite interesting.
Reynoldsburg, I believe, was tied up at the top of the league with Pick Central.
Had been.
Yeah, until that one.
But anybody in that division, for the most part, especially the top 5 teams or so, can win against the other team.
Yeah.
It's highly competitive.
2nd down and 9 as we're down under 3 minutes to play in the ball game. 2:37 and counting. We'll say this has been a much cleaner game for the Irish. Yeah, we've had penalties, but we're not talking the 15-yard personal foul penalties that we have seen in the past in some of the games where they've gotten down like this, and so that's a tribute to them.
Yes.
So they've done a nice job with that, and you said they played a lot harder, a lot better in the second half.
They have, and Lucas is still doing what they do best, run the football. He hasn't had to get real creative in his plays, but when they needed it, they did it, and they executed. But the Fisher has been better. It's got to get more people more assertive.
Right.
More.
So the Lucas Cubs are going to raise their record to 7-1 and continued most likely to hold on to that top spot in the Region 25 at Division 7. Fisher Catholic will have to wait to see what happens to them, as they were coming into this ball game at number 5 in Region 27.
Finello, the ball carrier.
And if the playoffs were to start tonight, they would have played against Newark Catholic. At Newark Catholic, Newark Catholic has lost tonight to Licking Valley. I mean, it's, you know, there's a lot to be determined in these last 2 weeks after tonight.
There is. And Newark Catholic has made a nice run, had won 4 in a row, I believe, coming into tonight. But playing Licking Valley is a little different beast for them. And then they've got a couple more games which are not going to be real easy.
Right. So it's going to come down to the final second of the final game in Week 10 for a lot of these teams to find out if they're playing on in Week 11 or not.
That's how it should be.
Yep, you're right.
Sometimes you even get those odd Saturday games in another part of the state that impacts your computer points because of secondary points.
Yep, you're right. On 4th and 3. No good there on the attempt to get the first down. That was a new player into the ball game for Lucas.
Yeah, good job by Lucas' staff getting other kids into the game there. It's hard with the running clock. You know, we've had this discussion before, like, it's good in some ways. In some ways, it limits the ability to play some younger kids, but, you know, good job of getting them in the game.
So the Irish take over on downs. 1st and 10. Clock at 33 seconds. Probably just going to get one play right here. Official winds the clock. Starcher hands it off. This is Kruner on the carry, and Kruner gets out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. And I don't think Fisher will stop the clock. And so the Lucas Cubs will pick up the win tonight, 55-21 over the Fisher Catholic Irish. Just a dominating game for Lucas. They showed why they are now 7-1 and in that top spot in Region 25. A good football team.
That's what a region leader looks like right there.
So as our statistician Beth Campetti works on those final stats, let's go down to Josh. Josh, what are your thoughts on tonight's ball game and what these two teams have for the future coming up?
Oh, you guys hit on it a couple of times tonight that this is absolutely the type of talent you are going to see deep in the playoffs. And really, I think good for Fisher Catholic to be humbled a little bit tonight to realize there's still a lot more work they got to put in to make a run in the playoffs and really need to up their game the last couple weeks of the season just to get in the playoffs. And if they do, you're going to see a lot of teams like Lucas in the second round.
Yeah, I agree. Our final stats tonight are brought to you by Dr. Jeffrey Wilson, DDS. With over 35 years of experience, Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff are committed to providing the best dental services to their patients. Happy patients make perfect smiles, and Dr. Jeffrey Wilson and his staff will make sure your dental health and comfort is their top concern. Now accepting new patients, Dr. Wilson is currently located in Bremen, but will be expanding and bringing his years of experience to Lancaster this fall. His office can be reached at 740-569-7563 to make an appointment.
Well, you see the Cubs doubled plus 1 yard the rushing yards of the Irish, but the big difference is 129-7 in the passing yards. And you know, Fisher threw the ball, and they're going to need to throw the ball. They just got to work on their execution, timing, and some of those detailed things to make that work, because it's there and it will really help them offensively. They only turned the ball over once, cost them, you know, a touchdown, but 10 penalties, you got to cut those in half, Jared. That's, you know, moving when other people are in motion or whatever. That's just in week 8. You got to move beyond that. So, but there were some positive things for them to take from it. Lucas looks very sound, very solid, and they're all in line over there. So, it's kind of interesting to see.
I want to say thanks to our Interface Video Productions crew tonight, our producer-director Bob Campetti, on graphics and replay Donnie Ziegfeld, Shane Messina, statistician Beth Campetti, on cameras tonight Tom Russo down on the field, and up here with us is Jimmy Spires. Our sideline reporter Josh Messerly, another fine job tonight, braving the elements tonight. Down, I guess not the rain. I guess it could be worse, right, Josh? A little bit cold, but it could be worse.
I can deal with cold. Wet is not fun.
We're going to take a week off next week. We got some some conflicts in schedule with our crew, so we'll take a week off. And we're going to come back in week number 9 and get a look at the Fairfield Union Falcons. They'll go for what could be their first win of the season in the final week of the season. They'll be taking on Circleville. That should be a good one in the Mid-State League Buckeye. Both those teams kind of down this year, but it'll be a good chance for us to see those two teams. And it's always a good place to go and do a football game. They treat us well at Fairfield Union.
Has been for years. Once again, your final score tonight from Fulton Field here in Lancaster. The Fisher Catholic Irish fall to the Lucas Cubs. The final score 55-21. For Josh Messerly and Tim Shoemaker, I'm Jared Stewart. Have yourselves a great night, everybody.
IVP Sports presents the Buffalo Wild Wings High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Fairfield Medical Center, Ohio University Lancaster, Standing Stone Bank, North Body Shop, Dawn's Furniture, South Central Power, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, Fairfield National Bank, Jeffrey Wilson DDS, Matt Taylor Kia, Fairfield County Adam H., the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Parks, the Edwards Insurance Agency, Dagger Law, the Carriage Company, Connor Insurance Agency, Personal Touch Party Rentals and Events, the Huddle Tire Company, Fairfield Federal, Lines Auto Service, Sheridan Funeral Home, and Buckeye Lake Marina. This has been an IVP Sports production.